Today we're here in Grace Cathedral with Ellen Clark-King, the former Vice Dean of this cathedral. She's just finished writing a book called Cathedral Cat, so she's on her book tour. Tons of people here yesterday showing their appreciation for her. We're so grateful to have you back home.
It's lovely to be here.
I wanted to talk about Cathedral Cats, but we are done with that probably. But I wonder if you can, you've been back in England as the Dean of King's College, London, and you've been there for a while. I wonder if you can talk a little bit about what you think the American church could learn from the English church.
Yeah, I think there are a couple of things that I love about the Church of England that it would be great to see sort of incorporated into the Episcopal Church. One is the fact that in each parish there's a sense that we have responsibility for everyone who lives in that parish.
Yes.
So rather than just being a gathered community, it is the church for everyone in the community. And I love that sense that anyone can come, be married, be buried, find somebody to speak to, and find a sort of place for them to come and pray and encounter God in our churches.
That's so true.
And the other thing is that we have a more sort of communal way of sharing resources. So if you're a church in a very struggling area, then there isn't an expectation that you'll pay into the diocese, but there's an expectation that the diocese will support you, and that the money that comes in from our more affluent churches doesn't just go to support their ministries, but goes to make sure that the places which often need it most can still have a full-time priest in the midst of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I love about Grace Cathedral is I really do feel that in the culture that we really do exist for everyone in the city. And so it is a little bit like that English church experience.
Yeah,
here.
exactly. Yeah, grace for all.
Grace for all, exactly. And you know, Sunday worship may not be the thing that draws you, but you may participate in yoga or sound bath or art exhibits, lectures, poetry readings, etc.
Or just come and find this a safe place to weep or to sit. Yeah.
It's completely true.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things I keep thinking about is that, I mean, this is completely related to that. You are not just like the chaplain for Episcopalians or people in a particular denomination. You really are the dean for everyone. And so you must have Muslim students and Jewish students and Hindu students. And I wonder if you can talk a little bit about just how you serve them and just how that experience has changed your view of the world.
Yeah, and we have a whole team of chaplains. So we have all the Abrahamic faiths, so we have Christian, Jewish and Muslim chaplains. And just last year, as one of my initiatives, we also added a Buddhist, Hindu and Sikh chaplain, so that the particular faith groups can find somebody to speak to who understands their sort of culture, some of the stresses that they may be having with family and faith. But also we see all our chaplains as being there for everyone, being able to listen and sort of try and contribute to people's mental well-being. And our students are those who've gone through COVID times, so they've had disrupted education, disrupted social lives, and you can feel some of the impact of that in the way that they are struggling with life now.
Oh, I can imagine. They've been through so much.
Yeah.
And then your theology, how's it changed your theology at all?
I think partly because I spent a couple of years when I was very little, before I was 3, living in a Muslim country. And so it never felt to me as if that Christianity was the only way to God. It always felt as if there were different paths that people found that all led them to the love of God. And I think I see that even more strongly working with my interfaith colleagues who are fabulous.
That's great. I love that. And it reminds me of the wedding prayer. May all who are witnessing these promises find their lives strengthened and their loyalties confirmed.
Absolutely.
And I feel that way too about our colleagues, our interfaith colleagues, that their commitment to their religious tradition and their people inspires me and helps me to be more committed to my faith and my people.
And we share some of an idea of God and ultimate reality. Sometimes we have very different ones, but we also share a sense of the importance of ritual and sort of marking points in people's lives and coming together to work for social justice and to work for change for good.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to let you go. We want to just keep you here in San Francisco, but we're grateful for all the great ministry that you're doing in London, and so thank you so much. It's such a long journey to come back, but we're so grateful that you've been here.
Such a pleasure, and so nice, because I left during COVID, so it was so beautiful yesterday to come and preside with actual people in the cathedral again, and to see the life carrying on has just been wonderful. So
I was
thank
so
you.
sad about your departure, just to have just the two of us in this cathedral with a you know, the entire place empty. And,
Yeah,
and
no,
I'm
it
glad
was
that
so
you're
good. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks everybody for watching More Good News.